upper and lower back. So go ahead, find a comfortable place on your mat. If you have a blanket, you can roll it up into a bolster. If you have a bolster, go ahead and put your bolster on the ground. And you're just gonna lie onto your bolster so that it's in the middle of your back, so bolster a blanket. Start with your feet on the ground. Arms are gonna be out by the side. Feet are planted on the ground. Supine butterfly or legs extended nice and long. Okay, so let's take our time to get settled in one of those shapes. Once we get settled on the ground, just start to breathe naturally in and out through the nose. See if you can start to relax and soften into those muscles. Maybe wiggle your shoulders a little further away from your ears. And then let's find some nice deep breaths here. So filling up from our bellies all the way up to our chest. Nice long expansive inhales. Softening and exhaling nice and long all the way down to our bellies. Doing our part to find stillness here in our minds and bodies. So if we notice this evening that we're struggling to focus and stay grounded, decide what we want to do, what tool we want to use, just quiet the mind. And then once our minds are quiet, we can usually find more stillness in our bodies. So whether it's a mantra or breath focus or spelling a word, just settling in here for a few moments. Let's take a deep inhale through the nose. Open, let it go. We're gonna start, if we have anything underneath us, we're just going to remove whatever we have under us. Come back onto your backs. Plant both feet on the ground if they're not already there. Let's bring our left knee into our chest. We're gonna bring it out nice and wide towards that left armpit and then extend that right leg nice and long. Squeeze that leg nice and tight, somewhere below that knee. Then on your exhale, extend that left leg nice and long. Bring your right knee into your chest. Bring your knee out wide towards your armpit. Squeeze that leg in nice and tight. Let's flex both feet. And just release that knee just a little bit, just gentle. Bring your other leg up so that both legs are parallel to the ground. We're bending our legs. Let's bring our arms out into a T shape. On your exhale, let's drop our knees to the left. So coming into a twist, drop your knees, just let them hover above the ground. Core is engaged here. On your inhale, bring your knees back to the center. And then on your exhale, drop your knees to the right. Turn your gaze to the left, opposite side of your knees. Inhale, knees come to the center. Exhale, knees drop to the left. Turn your gaze to the right. So just focusing on a nice flowing spinal twist here. Just going at our own pace here. So as we exhale, our knees drop down towards the ground without touching. As we inhale, controlled, using that core to drive the movement, our knees come to the center, and then they drop back down to the left. So let's just go through that flow nice and slow. Slow down the breath, just slow the movement. Just really focus on the core here. And the next time our knees are over to the left side, just drop them all the way down to the ground. Turn your knees over to the right. So coming into a full spinal twist here. Shoulders stay heavy on the ground. If we have any tightness, pulling, or sharpness in our knees, we can use whatever props we have to either put between our knees themselves or between our bottom knee and the ground, just to take any tension out. Just take 3 more nice long breaths here. On your next inhale, bring those knees back to the center. Let's drop them to the right. Again, using whatever props we might need. Turn the gaze over to the left, shoulders stay heavy. Three deep breaths here. Let's bring our knees back to the center, plant both feet onto the ground. Let's bring our knees into our chest. Give yourself a nice tight squeeze. Bring your chest and shoulders and forehead up and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then come on over, roll onto your hands and knees. So finding that tabletop shape. Spread those fingers nice and wide. We're going to flow through some openings on that left side for our chest. So bring your left arm out to a T shape. On your inhale, open up that arm towards the ceiling, look to the ceiling, and then as you exhale, just thread that arm through and just reaching for now. Inhale, open up, look towards the ceiling. Exhale, reach through. Inhale, open up, reach, reach, reach. Exhale, bring that arm through, reach that arm as long as you can, and then set that left shoulder down onto the ground, set your left ear down onto the ground. Pull your left arm, shoulder to the left, create some resistance there. Press your right hand into the ground, press the ground away. Find a nice stretch for that left shoulder. You can either keep pressing your hand into the ground and press the ground away, Or if you like, you can bring your right fingertips up towards the ceiling and notice how that changes the stretch. See if that feels good for your intention right now for the shoulder. If you want, you can bring that arm behind your back. Either way, focus on opening up that right shoulder towards the ceiling. And then settle into the breath. Let's just take 4 more breaths here. Let's come back to our hands and knees. Taking our time to get there, we'll switch to the right side. So as you inhale, open up that arm, reach that right arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale, thread that right arm under your left. Inhale, open up, look up towards the ceiling. Exhale, thread that arm through. Inhale, open up. Look towards your fingertips. Exhale this time, bring that arm through, reach, reach, reach. Find as much length as you can, and then set that right shoulder down, right ear down. Use your left hand to press the ground away. Feel that stretch in your right shoulder. Decide if you want to stay here, or maybe move your left arm to the ceiling or behind your back. Opening up that shoulder on the left side as you go. Settling back into the breath. Noticing if we need to relax the muscles in our face. Let's just take a few more breaths here. Let's find our way back to that tabletop shape. Finding our way back to our hands and knees, we're gonna come on to our toes, and let's find our way to our down dog. Press those hips up high. Feet hip distance apart. Bring your chest towards your thighs, bring your armpits towards the ground, relax through the shoulders, press your heels down towards the ground, just settle in. Enjoy that stretch from your shoulders to your hips to your calves. When you're ready, you're gonna take your left foot and you're just gonna step it a little bit further behind you and then find a deep bend in that right knee. Press your left heel towards the ground, finding a deeper stretch in that left calf. And then step that left foot back forward. Take your right foot, step it back further than your left. Drop your heel down, find that calf stretch on your right side. Let's step that right foot back, switch back to your left foot. Step it back, drop that heel down. And switch. Last time, step your right foot back, deep bend in that left knee. Find your way back to those down dog legs. On your inhale, slide forward into your plank. Press the ground away, squeeze your legs, look at the top edge of your mat. Let's shift our shoulders over our fingertips. Come down halfway and pause. Come all the way down. When you get there, inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. And again, slide forward plank. Shift shoulders over fingertips, slowly make your way halfway down. All the way down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, child pose. Hips to heels, forehead on the ground, arms extend out nice and long. Take 3 long breaths here. Let's find our way back to our down dog. When we get there, let's deepen the bend in our knees. Turn our knees between our hands. We're gonna walk or softly hop into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Let's deepen the bend in our knees. Inhale, reach up nice and long, and then we're gonna sink into our chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, tuck your chin into your chest. Exhale, fold. Deepening the bend in our knees. Inhale, reach up nice and long. Bring your arms by your side. You're gonna heel toe your feet out the width of your mat. So your feet come out wide, and then point your toes out. I'm just gonna face the camera. All right, bring your hands to upright center just for now. Relax your shoulders, chest is proud. You're gonna sink down into a wide leg chair pose. Once you get there, bring your hands onto your thighs. On your inhale, open up your chest, squeeze your shoulder blades together. So cow pose in a chair position. When you exhale, tuck your chin into your chest, round through your back. Inhale, open up that chest, squeeze your shoulder blades. Exhale, round, shoulders come in front. Round that back, feel that opening in the upper back. Inhale, open up into your cow. Exhale, cat. Last time through, open up, cow. Exhale, round through cat. Straighten those legs, hands drop towards the ground, and as you do, heel toe your feet back together until they're hip distance apart. Let your head drop heavy. Bend your knees as much as you need to here. We're just starting out the beginning of our practice with a gentle stretch for the back of our legs. See if you can grab onto your big toes. If you're struggling to grab onto them, bend your knees a whole lot more until you can. Bring your chest to your thighs, drop your head heavy, your neck is loose. You can press up through your hips, even though your knees are bent deeply. Relax your shoulders. You're gonna just hang on to your toes, press your toes into the ground and pull up with your hands. So you just get a nice extra stretch in that upper back. Then you're gonna release your toes. Bring your right hand onto your outside left ankle. Bring your left arm towards the ceiling. Just gentle twist. Open up to the left. Release out of that twist. Switch sides. Grab onto your right ankle with that left hand. Open up, twist to the right. Exhale to release. Find your way back to your down dog. Hump out those legs a little bit. Let's bring our knees down to the ground, finding our way back to our tabletop. Stepping our left foot between our hands, so coming into a kneeling lunge. Drop those hips down nice and low. Open up that chest. When you're ready, straighten that front leg. Toes come off the ground. Drop your head nice and heavy and just round through your back. Find a nice stretch down the back of that left leg. So looking for a stretch in that hamstring. Find some nice long exhales here. And start to walk our hands forward, come back into that kneeling lunge. And we're gonna make our way right back to our tabletop shape. Step your right foot between your hands. So coming into your kneeling lunge on the right side, drop the hips low. Open up your chest. And then straighten that front leg, toes come off the ground. Drop your head heavy round through your back. Find a stretch in your upper and lower back. Let's make our way back to our kneeling lunge. Find your way back to tabletop. And then back to your down dog. Pump out those legs once again. Shift forward into your plank. Shoulders shift over your fingertips, come down halfway and pause. All the way down. When you get there, inhale, lift up into your cobra. Exhale, find your way back to your down dog. One more time, shift forward plank. Shoulders shift over your fingertips, come down halfway and pause. All the way down, find your way to cobra. Exhale, down dog. We're gonna deepen the bend on our knees. Look between our hands, hop or walk, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Let's deepen the bend in our knees. Inhale, reach up nice and long. Exhale, sink into your chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Let's deepen the bend in our knees. Inhale, reach up nice and long. Exhale, sink into your chair. And forward fold. Head hangs heavy. This time finding a deeper stretch down the back of those legs. So maybe not bending our knees as much. So being the judge of where we're going in this stretch. Really listening to our bodies, letting them guide the movement. Let your head hang heavy. Press your hips up high. Find the stretch that feels good for the back of the legs without going over your edge. This time, taking your hands, tucking them under your feet so that your toes meet your wrist creases. Again, to make that accessible, we bend our knees as much as we need to here. Head starts to hang heavy. Press your feet into your hands. Don't let your hands press your feet up. And then pull up on your arms so that you find a stretch in your upper back. Keep breathing nice and long. So creating some resistance there by pressing your feet into your hands. Your hands pull, try to pull your feet off the ground, but your feet don't let them. Let's release our hands. And again, we're going to take our left hand, grab onto the outside of your right ankle. Open up, twist to the right. Maybe this time bring that right arm behind your back, find your left hip crease. Open up and twist a little deeper. Bring that right shoulder up towards the ceiling. Let that left shoulder drop nice and low. Let's release out of that right side. Grab onto your left ankle with your right hand. Drop your right shoulder low. Left arm reaches up towards the ceiling. Maybe you bring your arm behind your back. Open up, twist to the left. Let's release out of that twist. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Let's find our way to our down dog. When we get there, pump out those legs. Bring your knees down onto the ground. Let's bring those knees out the width of our mat. Big toes come to touch. Arms extend nice and long. Forehead on the ground. We're gonna open up that left arm nice and wide. Bring your head down beside your left arm. Bring your right arm beside your right ear. Finding a stretch down the right side of our body. So if we get into this shape and we're finding we're not getting the stretch we need down that right side, then consider opening up that left arm a little bit wider so that you can bring your right arm out wider as well. If you want, you can interlace your fingers and kind of create some extra resistance there. Pull your hands away from you as you sink your hips down towards your heels. And then just breathe the length down the right side of your body. Let's take a few more breaths here. 2 to 3 breaths. On your next inhale, just come back to the center with your hands and your forehead. And then we're gonna move to the opposite side. So your right arm is gonna come out nice and wide this time. Head comes down, bring that left arm beside your left ear, same flow. Same thing on this side. If you need to, you can walk that right arm out wider, bring that left arm closer to your right. Making any modifications we need to on this side. Noticing any differences from side to side. When you're ready, coming back to the center and just rolling over onto one side or the other. So coming into a seat, grabbing onto the back of your legs, just rolling yourself down onto your back, feet plant onto the ground. So if you have a strap or a belt or something, maybe you want to use it now. It's not necessary. We'll go through all the different modifications. So to begin with, our right foot is going to be planted on the ground. We're going to extend our left leg up towards the ceiling, and we're going to flex that left foot. So think about pressing your left heel up towards the ceiling and bringing your toes towards your body. If you have a strap or a belt, you can place it around the ball of your foot. We're just starting out here with a very gentle stretch. If you like, you can extend that right leg long and flex the right foot as well. If we don't have a strap, we just decide on where we're going to go with the stretch. We can simply just keep our leg in the air without hanging on to it whatsoever. We can use our hands to hang on to the back of our thigh, or we can even just bend our knee and make it more accessible. We can also grab onto some part of our foot with our hand. Maybe we hang on to the outside edge of our foot, maybe we hang on to our big toe. So just find whatever place that is. Take a couple more breaths in a gentle stretch to begin with. So if we're very open and flexible in our legs, consider just bending your knee even deeper just to find a gentle stretch to begin with. After you've held it for a couple of breaths, maybe you straighten your leg out a little bit more and get into a deeper stretch. Decide if you want to be challenged this evening or if you need to be more gentle. Now, whatever you decide, notice what's going on with the shoulders. Can you make them heavier on your mat? Can you relax your face muscles a bit more and then deepen your breath? Let's find 5 more breaths here. And we're going to start to bring that left foot down onto the ground, moving on to our right side. So that right leg comes up towards the ceiling, flex that foot. All the same options on this side. Decide if you want to keep that left foot planted or if you want to extend that left leg long. If you extend it long, flex that foot. Use the strap, hang on to your thigh, or grab onto your foot somewhere. Start with a very gentle stretch for that hamstring. Perhaps even more gentle than you normally would. Just give your body a chance. Just relax and feel restorative just for 2 to 3 more breaths. And then if you're ready to go deeper, just straighten your leg a little bit more, bring the toes towards your front a bit more if you have a strap. Let's take a few more breaths in this shape, 4 to 5 breaths. And slowly release out of the shape. Set both feet down onto the ground. We're going to take our left ankle, cross it over our right leg. Flex that left foot. We're either going to stay here with shoulders on the ground and that right foot planted, or we're going to reach through that hole, right knee into your chest, grab onto the back of your right thigh. Flex both feet. Take your left elbow and place it below your left knee somewhere. Maybe it stays there, or maybe use that elbow to press your left leg away from your body and change up how you feel that stretch. Settle in here. Shoulders are heavy on the ground. And let's just close our eyes nice and soft. Focus on some equal ratio breathing while we're here. So inhale for a count of maybe 6 seconds. Exhale for a count of 6 seconds. Practice a bit of mindfulness. Use this time to just practice being still. Giving ourselves permission to let go of anything going on in our day or our week. So allowing ourselves to hit that reset button. We're going to take 5 more breaths here in this shape. Let's slowly release that left side. When you're ready, just switch right over to the other side. Cross your right ankle over that left leg. Notice how that feels. Either stay here or reach through that space, grab onto your left thigh, bring that left knee as close to your chest as you like. Flex both feet. And again, settle your elbow somewhere below your knee on that right leg. Maybe you press that right leg away. Notice any differences from side to side. Settle back into that breath count. That equal ratio breathing. Inhale and exhale for 6 to 7 seconds. Or something that's comfortable for you so that you can just use it as that tool for mindfulness. Enjoy the stillness. Let's take 5 more breaths here. Let's start to release and unravel those legs, setting our feet back down onto the ground. Our arms are going to come by our sides. Feet hip distance apart. We're going to make our way into our bridge shape. So when you're ready, you're going to press through your heels, lift those hips up nice and high. Let your arms just be by your side for now. Start to walk your shoulders away from your ears a little bit. Option to stay here, or if you like, you can extend that left leg nice and long. Keep pressing through that right heel and keep lifting your hips up nice and high. Find a way to challenge yourself here in this shape. Core is engaged, quads engaged, glutes are engaged. Let's set that left foot back down onto the ground. Press your hips up a little higher. Drive through that left heel. Right leg reaches up towards the ceiling. Keep pressing your hips up high. Press through that left heel. Feel really solid in that left thigh. Release that right foot down to the ground. Press your hips up. Tuck your chin into your chest. Either stay here or roll those shoulders underneath you towards your spine. Bring your hands together. Interlace your fingers. Press your knuckles towards your heels. Lift your chest up to the ceiling. Keep squeezing those glutes and thighs. Slowly release your hands, unravel your shoulders. Slowly bring your hips down towards the ground. Bring your knees into your chest. And just rock elbow to elbow, side to side. Eventually rolling all the way over to the right side. Come back to your hands and knees. You're going to bring your toes onto the ground. We're going to make our way into our rabbit pose. So to do that, you're just going to grab onto your heels with your hands. Your forehead is going to come onto the ground close to your knees. So it's almost like you're going into child pose. But the difference is that your hips are gonna lift up high as soon as your forehead gets onto the ground, or sort of the top of your head. So top of your head onto the ground, close to your knees if you can. Hands are on your heels. Lift your hips up. Relax shoulders away from ears. Find a stretch in your upper and lower back. Once you arrive and notice and feel that stretch, just use your breath. Feel how it flows through your back. And slowly release out of that shape. You're gonna come all the way onto your front. If you have an object, just place that object somewhere in front of your mat for now. We won't use it right away, but we'll use it in a little bit. We're gonna come all the way onto our fronts, forehead, everything on the ground. So getting ready for our lotus pose. So when you're ready, lift your arms, forehead, and chest off the ground. That feels good. Lift your legs off the ground. When you're ready, you're gonna bring your arms back. You're gonna squeeze your shoulders together. So arms come back, elbows bend, and then arms reach out nice and long. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, release. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, release. Inhale, squeeze, pause here. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Exhale, release everything down to the ground, head on the ground. Take a couple long breaths. Just take a moment to let your body absorb that shape. And then when you're ready to move again, you're going to grab whatever object you have between your hands. Doesn't matter, anything, it doesn't need to be big either. So we're just gonna work in on our shoulders a little bit in this same shape that we just did. So when you're ready, again, arms, forehead, chest off the ground, and then bring your legs off the ground if that feels okay. Bring the object behind your back, and then put it in your opposite hand. Bring your arms back out in front. So you just keep bringing that object behind your back. Shoulders stay away from your ears. Keep breathing. The next time the object's in front of you, just switch directions of your circle. So keep bringing the object behind your back. Let's go the opposite direction. And then the next time the object is out front, release it on the ground, bend those arms, everything comes down to the ground. Take some nice long breaths here. Eventually, we're gonna make our way onto our forearms. So coming onto our forearms, setting ourselves up for our Sphinx pose. So those shoulders are right above our elbow creases. We're gonna just look at the top edge of our mat or maybe a little bit further ahead. Just wiggle your hips around, relax your glutes. Relax those shoulders away from your ears a little bit more. And then find some length from your belly button all the way up towards your throat. So really lift, so press your pelvis into the ground and then just lift up through the upper part of your body as your shoulders release further down, as the top of your head reaches towards the ceiling. Breathing, inhaling from your belly button all the way up to your throat. Just focus on that long breath. Let's take 3 more breaths here. This time, pressing our arms out long, pressing ourselves up. We're gonna go right into child pose. Bring your hips to your heels, forehead on the ground, arms by your sides. Come into a nice counter stretch for the upper and lower back. Take some nice long exhales here. When you're ready to move again, you're gonna come back to your hands and knees. Let's come down to our forearms. Grab onto your elbow creases. So we're setting ourselves up for our dolphin shape. So bring your arms out nice and long. Interlace your fingers, tuck your pinkies, come onto your toes. Press your hips up towards the ceiling. Bend your knees as much as you want, chest to thighs, shoulders relax. Just find some strength here for the shoulders. Relax the jaws. Settle into your breath. Press the ground away with your arms. We're going to take 8 nice long breaths here. You can stay and remain still in this shape, or you can find movement if you prefer. If you wanted to move, you can maybe lift a leg up to the ceiling and then release and lift the other leg. Or you can maybe walk your toes towards your elbows and back out again. Whatever your preference is in this dolphin shape. Just be mindful, keep pressing the ground away, feel strong in those shoulders. And let's bring our knees down onto the ground. Extend those arms up nice and long. So our hips are gonna stay over our knees. Arms extend out long, bring your forehead onto the ground. Press your armpits towards the ground. Find a nice long stretch in those arms. Take some long exhales here. Releasing those arms, just press yourself up with your hands and then find your way into a comfortable seat. However you like to sit. Okay, sit up nice and tall, relax your shoulders away from your ears. Find length through that spine. We're gonna just end with a couple more stretches here before Shavasana. So we're gonna take our left arm and we're gonna bring it behind your back. Take your right hand, bring it on top of your left hand. Interlace your fingers so that you make a fist. So you have your hands together like this. Bring that fist onto your right hip. Press your shoulders away and then bring your right ear to your right shoulder. So let your right shoulder drop low. We tend to sometimes, instead of bringing our ear to our shoulder, we bring our shoulder to our ear, and that's just the opposite of what we're looking for. We're looking to relax the right shoulder, relax the neck on the right side so that we can find that nice long stretch on that left side. Maybe close the eyes. Find some nice deep breaths. Let's take just 3 more long breaths. Bring that head back to center. Just take that whole fist that you have and just move it onto your left hip. See if you can sit up a little taller. Press your shoulders away. Bring your left ear to your left shoulder. Close your eyes. Settle back into that breath. Relax your glutes. Relax those legs. Three more breaths here. Let's bring that head back to center. We're going to make our way onto our back. So coming onto our back, if you have a block or a bolster, you can have that handy. We're just going to do our legs up the wall shape. You can even do it against the wall if you prefer. So if you're doing it against the wall, just make sure that you get your hips. You sit beside the wall, get your hips as close to the wall as you can, and then slide your legs up the wall. But if you're on your mat, your option is to either just simply bring your legs up, bend your knees as much as you need to, and flex your feet. If you do have a block or a couple of books or something, you could slide it under your hips and bring your legs up towards the ceiling. So this should feel nice and restorative. You can bend your knees as much as you want to here. Try to keep the feet active though. Press your heels towards the ceiling. Bring your toes towards your knees. Close your eyes. Relax your face. And just breathe. If your preference is to have your legs long and straight, you can keep them where they are. If you like to have movement in your legs when you're in your legs up the wall pose, you can move them around, maybe do some slow whip kick. Or if you wanted to get a little bit more stretch on your inner thighs before Shavasana, then you can just open your legs up nice and wide. Just relaxing into the breath here. Let's take 4 more breaths. Bring those legs back together. Start to bring your feet down to the ground. Draw an object, remove it from underneath you, set your hips back down, arms by the sides. Either stay here with your feet planted. You can again bring the soles of your feet together if you would like to end a little more active, or you can extend your legs to opposite corners of your mats. Bring back that stillness again in the mind and body. Choose the tool you need to anchor that mind. Let your body sink to the ground. Encourage softness through the muscles with every exhale. If we're ready for movement, start at the bottom with our feet. Find some small movements in the feet. And just start to wiggle those hips from side to side. So to move elbows, hands. Wiggle the shoulders, move the hands from side to side. And then find any movements here that feel good. Whether that's big long stretches, rocking side to side, squeezing into a tight ball. Just be your own guide with the movement that feels best at the end of your practice. And then eventually finding your way, maybe through rolling onto your side and then upright. You could find your way in any way that feels good to a comfortable seat. With those eyes closed, Find some extra length this evening. Reach through the top of your head. Find that length in the spine. Check in head to toe. Give yourself an honest assessment of how you're feeling, mind and body. No analyzing or judgment, just an assessment of what's going on at the end of your practice. Has anything shifted? Let's bring our hands to heart center, tuck our chin into our chest. Ending our practice with just one thing that we're grateful for in our day today. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Open, let it go. And again, deep inhale. Open, let it go. Thank you for joining me this evening. Enjoy the rest of your week. Namaste.